You make my heart race, oh no. Coco. You're so sweet and creamy, Coco. Oh, oh, I can't tell you no. Coco. You got me steaming like a kettle on.
Welcome back, everybody, to Off the Cuff. I am Adam Banks. Thank you so much for listening to the show. I love me some high school basketball. The road to the state championship is heating up, and today we've got two very special guests in the studio who are helping take the 11th Region Tournament to the next level. First, representing the action on the court, we're joined by the KHSAA 11th Region Tournament Director, Lisa Hager, which is the driving force behind this year's tournament at Eastern Kentucky University. And adding a whole new vibe to the semifinals, we have musical artist Timothy, "I-Believe" Lamont. He is from right here in Lexington, Kentucky. He's the creative mind behind the upcoming EP, The Rookie, and he's bringing that energy straight to center court. Timothy fans will see you live at EKU on March 6th and 7th during the tournament semifinals, which you'll be debuting tracks from The Rookie, and the excitement doesn't stop there. On March the 14th, viewers can catch you performing your hit Out of This World on LEX's 18 Best of the Bluegrass with Jennifer Palumbo. I am so excited to talk to the both of you. And Lisa, we're going to start with you. First of all, thank you both so much for being here today. Lisa, the 11th Region Tournament is always one of the premier events of the season. What makes the 11th Region Tournament at Eastern Kentucky University such a special stop on the road to the state championship each year?
Well, I believe that it's probably because it's Central Kentucky. It's made of Frankfort, Richmond, Lexington, and Scott County, Georgetown. And so it's very competitive. We've got several teams in the top 25 in the girls and boys bracket. I mean, their ratings.
Absolutely. And when fans walk into the arena in Richmond this year, what do you want them to feel immediately?
I want them to feel like they're welcome and that it's not just about the athletes, it's about them, because we don't get anywhere without support as athletes.
Now, this is your first year in this role, am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And how have you worked to elevate the tournament experience beyond just the games?
Well, I was blessed to find this great gentleman right here, Timothy Lamont, through the Chevy Chase magazine, and reached out to him. He was my first person that I just said, hey, I want to make this a fan experience, and that was requested of me from the Board of Control. And so he jumped on board. And that was awesome. And that kind of was the ringleader. And we just went from there to featuring some state champions, some cheer teams. Lafayette Dance is going to be there. Frederick Douglass is going to be there, their cheer team, because we want to focus on the girls and the other supporting sports as well.
Now, March is fastly approaching, and it's right around the corner. So I only imagine how busy you are. What kind of behind-the-scenes effort goes into making this event run smoothly?
Oh, wow. That's a lot. I didn't get this position till November. I think I really needed to start in April.
Right.
But we have officials that we schedule. We have the workers that do the gate. We have the table workers. We have people who stream the game. We've got lots.
Yes. Well, let's go ahead and talk to the man performing the halftime shows, Mr. Timothy, "I-Believe" Lamont. Sir, thank you so much for being here.
Hey, thank you. It's a blessing to be here.
Hey, and I do want to ask, because you do have such a great stage name, "I-Believe." And I noticed, too, that you put a little number in there when you're spelling the word believe. You put the number 3. So can you talk a little bit about how you come up with that name?
Yeah, so the 3 is, well, it symbols my mother, my father, my brother, but also the trinity of faith, courage, perseverance, and faith. And I kept it simple, the KISS method, keep it simple, stupid, because a lot of people always say, I believe, right? Mm-hmm. And that's just the way it is. For me, it's always keep it simple so that it'll ring in people's head.
So I'm excited for everybody to get to hear you at this event coming up. Let's talk about that event. It's a huge upcoming event here in the state. You'll be performing during the halftime at the KHSAA 11th Region Boys and Girls Basketball Tournament at Eastern Kentucky University. How did this opportunity come about for you?
So Miss Lisa reached out to me, contacted my manager, and that's the history of it. And I felt so blessed to even get this opportunity. So I know that I'm on the cover of this magazine. I'm a Coke artist, but it's also a blessing when my work is being noticed, and to be at an event like EKU, and it's a massive event. So, like I said, it is outstanding. It is outstanding that I am the voice, the artist that it is performing.
It is. I mean, it kind of feels like a little bit like the Super Bowl.
It does. It feels huge.
I mean, it really does. Now, what can the crowd expect from your halftime performances?
Well, it's a great fan engagement. So I've been working so hard to get some sponsors. Coke Consolidated are going to sponsor me some shirts, so I'm going to toss those in the crowd while I am doing that. They're going to sponsor me some hoodies as well. I'm going to wear those. So Clark Beverage is going to sponsor me the hoodies, so I'm going to wear a hoodie each day. And just to bring the intensity. My songs are from The Rookie, the We Ready. I have Unleash the Fury, very strong songs with heavy 808s that are made for high energy, just to leave an impact on the fans, the student athletes, everybody in the crowd. So that's what I'm bringing. I'm bringing the power, bringing the thunder.
Now, sports and music, they both bring high energy. How do you tailor a performance for a basketball arena?
Oh, God. Well, it's really simple. When you have the lyrics and you have the music, the instruments, you put the two together, and then you bring the artists have to bring the intensity, right? So I've already made the song, the EP, The Rookie, and I've already been prepared. You prepare for something like this, last year. You don't know what to expect, coming into the year, but you've already prepared for it. So that's, I think I'm saying this correctly, but I've already been prepared for this. So I'm just grateful that I have the product to do it.
Yeah, I mean, you probably have been prepared for this your whole life.
Well, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And it's just actually finally coming to fruition. Listen, I'm going to have to eventually get you on for a full dive interview because, folks, Timothy has a story and there's a lot to unpack, and he would be a great guest to just bring on for the whole hour. And I want to ask you, Timothy, for young athletes in the building who may be battling self-doubt, because at that age as teenagers, I mean, we all battle self-doubt, but what message do you want them to walk away with after your performance?
To go to somebody, ask for help, because you're clueless, you don't know, you're still discovering yourself, you don't know how to unpack your feelings, so go to people that have the knowledge. And then, listen, be a listener, because it is very important to listen to what you're feeling, to connect with your own, your own path, your own thoughts, connect with who you are as a human. There is, I know for me, I struggled a lot. I didn't talk to anybody. I never asked questions. I always just tried to handle it myself. Mm-hmm. So I think it's important for young individuals to talk to people.
I love that answer. And let me ask you, does performing at a Kentucky event like this high school basketball tournament, does it feel different since the state has played such a major role in your journey?
It's important for me to perform at this event. Kentucky is home. I know I was born in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, but Kentucky brings the power. We have a lot of tremendous athletes. I was an ex-athlete myself, but there's so many athletes. There's Mr. Basketball in the 11th region, and there's I think a lot of top 10 talent at this event. So it is very important for me, myself, to be performing at this event because those kids, I think, they have a bright future.
Yeah.
And I want to leave an impact some way, somehow, on those kids. So for them to remember this moment, they can always go back to reflect on it. And for it to be something that gave them some leeway to their future. So it's very important.
Lisa, let me ask you, what does hosting, as the director, what does hosting the 11th Region Tournament mean for the Richmond community and for Eastern Kentucky University?
I think that it means a lot for all the communities. It's nice that we have a central location that everyone can come to. In the past, we've often had to host the first game at the home sites, like within the cities. And this year, EKU had the space for us. It's newly renovated at EKU.
Nice.
So it is beautiful. And I think it's really cool for kids to get to travel somewhere and be on a college court. And maybe it's the first time on a college campus. And maybe something like this inspires them to get their education.
Now, is this in the same arena? Oh, you're good. You're good. It makes for great radio. Now, is this in the same arena as the Colonels usually play in?
Yes, Alumni Coliseum.
Yeah. Okay. Now, how important is it for local families and young athletes to experience an event of this magnitude up close?
I think it's impressionable. I cheered at Henry Clay High School. That's where I was the AD, so I felt like home there. And I remember going to the Sweet 16 back, we won't say, but some time ago, and cheering on the floor at Rep Arena. And that was powerful, and it was something that shaped me.
Yes, I've heard people who have, back in the day, they've got to coach on the floor at UK. Anybody that grows up in this state that gets to play on, in a Division I arena of any kind, it does something to the soul for a young athlete, especially growing up in this state, because basketball, as you know, is what we care about in this state. It's one of the most important things. By far, it's the biggest sport in this state, and it's just so cool that you're helping people kind of live out that dream that they've always wanted to have. Now, Timothy, I've done a lot of research on you since you have agreed to be on this show, and I was reading something that you went through a tough record deal early on in your career, and I want to ask, what did that experience teach you about the business side of music?
Well, it taught me to pay attention before I made decisions. It is very important to read the fine print of the contract, very important to have individuals that keep their word. For me, it was, I love that I went through that.
Yeah.
Because it taught me so much.
Resilience.
Yes, it taught me resilience, and now I'm here, Coke artist. I'm not signed to any labels, and I do have a lot of people working on trying to get me signed to labels, but I like the independency.
Now, and you mentioned Coke, and you've mentioned it a couple of times, and I want you to talk about that partnership with Coca-Cola and kind of how that come about as well for you.
So I had a friend, he reached out to Mr. Robert Retberg, the Coke manager, and it was really simple. Like I was in LA, And he said, "Hey, I got a guy or a friend here in LA. I want to introduce him to you." And the quick email arrangement, and Mr. Robert loved my music. He went back and looked at my social media, or looked at my Spotify platform, and he said, "This is a perfect artist for our platform." So they invited me to Coke Studio. I recorded Out of This World, and then I did a music video as well. And we've been, it's been great ever since. And Coke Studio is based in LA, where the LA Lakers play. And then that music platform is growing, and Coca-Cola is a big, it's huge.
Pretty huge.
It's huge.
Yeah.
So to be intertwined with Coke Studio and Coca-Cola, coming from where I come from, it's really a blessing in disguise. So I'm thankful for this partnership. And it's a privilege. It's a privilege to be a Coke artist.
Now, do you still have to pay for Coke when you go to the store, or do you
still have to pay for Coke, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm not surprised there. I mean, they're not giving free outs.
I do get some free gear every once in a while.
I see that. You've got on some Coca-Cola swag right now. So I'd say, and they have a whole department of just merchandise. Mm-hmm. So that's really cool. Now, I also read something really cool about you. You've done a songwriters camp, Level Up in Toronto, writing a song every hour for 12 hours. That sounds very intense. What did that push you to discover about yourself creatively?
Ooh, that helped shape me to be the artist that I am now, because the industry is a very fast-paced industry. And it taught me a whole lot about how I need to move daily. Because if I want to be somebody, if I want to go somewhere, I really have to order my steps and plant my feet and move, but with a purpose. So that camp taught me a lot. And then the opportunities that can come from, I wrote some songs for some really big sports brands at that camp. So, and I'm waiting for those to get placed. I don't want to say who or what, but it is exciting. And that camp, the owner, she invited me back to another one in Atlanta, April 10th. And Lionsgate, I can't say this, Lionsgate will be there. Ooh. So another intense but great opportunity coming up.
Yeah, man, you just got to put yourself in front of the right people.
That's it. That's how it works.
And great things will come of it. Lisa, back to you just for a second. From a competition standpoint, what makes the 11th region one of the toughest and most exciting in the state?
Before I answer that, I do want to say that when I read his story about his background, I knew he was the person that could speak to these kids through his performance. Because, as you say, kids are in a troubled space because they're judged a lot on social media, and they are very critical of themselves, and they kind of go inward, and we need them to stay outward. And so I knew that you could bring that message to them. And as far as why we're the best, the 11th region, of course I'm partial, is we have excellent coaches. Yeah. We have ADs and leadership that pour out into athletics. These athletic directors spend their nights watching games and away from their family. And so that heart is what drives this community. And, we are just awesome in this surrounding area. We have people who support us and bring those kids to practice all the time. Yeah. So the opportunities are there, which may not be there in smaller communities.
Coaches are so valuable. I mean, a lot of the times the players get a lot of the glory, and sometimes the coaches are overlooked, and I feel like that's more in high school, because in college I feel like more coaches get the glory and the players not so much. But I love just the storylines even between the coaches, because they've been steady in their career. Some have been at certain schools for 15, 20 years, never made the tournament. Maybe this is their first year making the tournament. I'm just interested in knowing, is there any storylines or trends that make this tournament for the 11th region compelling at all?
Well, something that we're considering, and this actually was brought to vote, it's called a super regionals, because here's what happens in this competitive district that we have. Someone that could potentially go to the Sweet 16 is going to be eliminated.
Yeah.
Because within the 41st, 42nd, 43rd, and 44th district, the talent's amazing.
Yes.
And so you're going to have two teams face each other. And when you compete in districts, only the winner and the runner-up go. To region, okay? Then when you win region, only that one team goes on. So the opportunity is not there for fantastic teams to make it because what if they have a bad shooting night?
Yeah.
Or they make too many mistakes, or and they're like 16-year-olds. It's a lot of pressure. And so we're thinking about having a super regionals where all the district comes to the region, so that there's more opportunities for advancement.
I love that.
So we'll see. It didn't pass the vote this year, but I'd love to come out and talk about it sometime because I think it's worthy.
Okay, yes. And I just want to ask you, do you have a message to the fans as we head into March 6th and 7th? Anything that we maybe I didn't ask you that you wanted to add?
Well, we're going to have an electric environment. We are going to have a photo booth for kids to get in there because they love to be with their friends and witness it. We are going to have our own spiritware being sold that will be there to be purchased, and that's All Sports Go. They're going to do screen printing with customization right there with your own team logo on it. And I think it's just going to be really fun. Fans are going to be entertained. We're going to have a half-court competition.
Oh, wow.
On the final night, and Ramel Bradley and Peter Gray are going to put that up. They have a nonprofit organization that supports athletes called More Than Academy.
Are you going to be able to watch any of the games, or are you going to be running around like a chicken with your head cut off?
Well, I've been concerned about that, and I'm kind of going in blind, and I've had to start from the ground up just because this position is formerly held by the ADs at the host school. So it rotates from school to school to school to school, and there's not good tracking of the blueprint, so to speak. So, yes, I think I'm going to be running around, and because of that, I've actually hired an assistant.
Oh, good, yeah.
Because I'm just one person, and I want to make fans happy.
Yeah, you want to make people happy, but then again, you want to take a little time to watch the product that you help produce and enjoy it a little bit as a fan.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I want to see it. Love basketball.
Yeah.
Love the environment.
Oh, yeah. There's nothing like basketball and music, and when you combine them together, it's just the perfect combination. Timothy, you described the perfect song, I read this about you, as a technical and spiritual. And what's a recent song that you've created that feels closest to that vision?
Out of this world, because I'm using it as a metaphor for finding who you are as a person, connecting the galaxies with your own world. Like I've experienced chaos in my world, but I find that anything is possible when you believe in yourself. Mm-hmm. You believe in yourself. So that song it's a great song when you connect to it. You listen to the lyrics and you discover who you are as a person.
Man, I just am so blown away by some of the stuff that you've overcome. Homelessness, surgeries, loss. What motivates you? I mean, obviously, those things play a part in what motivates you, but what do you feel like that is your biggest motivator out of everything that you've been through?
Well, I have a son, and his little eyes stare at me all the time to be his hero, his leader. And when I'm looking down at that, I find that I have the will to move forward regardless of what life throws at me. Mm-hmm. So he's my why. Yeah. He's my why. He's my instrument. He's my beat.
Yeah.
He's my rhythm. He keeps my heart moving. So that little guy.
I love that. How old is he?
He's 10.
Oh, cool. So he's
10.
old enough to know everything going on right now.
Oh, he does. And he's special, man. He's so intelligent. He is a beautiful kid. I would love to have him on the show one day.
Oh, man, bring him. When we have you on for the deep dive, bring your son in. Is he going to be at the 11th region watching
He is.
Okay.
He is. He may step in and say a little something on the microphone or something, because he is speaking on the song Out of This World. He's saying, I can, I will, I'll conquer. And then I'll ask him, do you believe in yourself? He says, I believe myself. So it's just a strong connection between the two.
All right, folks. Well, I'm so excited just for the upcoming event happening. It starts on March the 2nd. The district games are being played this week. The regional tournament starts on March the 2nd. You can get your tickets and be ready to be entertained for that, because that is going to be a fun show. And I want to end the interview with a song that you will be releasing on March the 2nd. Can you talk a little bit about what we're about to hear?
Unleash the Fury. It is a very strong song. We created it for the Olympics and sports. I sent it to ESPN, and the writers are from Mexico, Florida, and another one from Canada. So, and then I have another producer, two producers. One is from Mexico and the other is from Virginia, and they're incredible. So I'm excited about this song.
All right, folks. We're going to close the show with this song, "Unleash the Fury," and I want to thank my special guests, Lisa Hager and Timothy Ibeli3ve Lamont. It's been a pleasure to have you both here. Thank you for taking the time out to be here with me today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Unleash the fury. Thought we was down for the count. Couldn't be more wrong. No one keeps us down. Coming back strong. Watch me turn it on. Think you're on fire, but I am ice. No, we ain't playing nice. Better think twice. We the cat, you the mouse. Quick to attack and take you out. No escaping, you be swarming like vermin. Show you our claws, they're always working. When we unleash the fury. Unleash the fury. Unleash the fury. Let's go one more round. Cause nobody, nothing gonna hold us down. Nothing gonna hold us down. Let's go one more round. Cause nobody, nothing gonna hold us down. Unleash the fury. Unleash the fury. Unleash the fury. Get in my face, I'll show you my strength and unleash the fury. Unleash the fury. Unleash the fury. This is it. Got the grit. Never give in. Never quit. Never quit. Never give in. Never quit. Never quit. This is it.